About US is a new initiative by the Washington Post to cover issues of identity in the United States. Look for the About US newsletter launching this winter. Years ago, I was sitting in the office of a white pastor friend discussing race relations within his South Carolina church. The church was mostly white but had a not insignificant percentage of people of color. My friend had done a lot to embrace diversity, he reminded me, including knocking on the door of just about every black family's home in the area when the church was founded. He participated in multiracial worship services and volunteer groups and occasionally invited black speakers to take the pulpit. The church co-sponsored dinners with predominantly black churches. All of that was true, I told him, but none of it explained why the church leadership remained entirely white. None of it had stopped a good number of church members, not all, from making racially tinged remarks about President Barack Obama and clinging to disturbing racial stereotypes. None of it had torn down the structural barriers to racial equality that remained in the church and in town. "Isaac," he responded, "you are about race, I'm about Jesus." In other words, his motives were pure, about activating our higher angels to benefit us all, while mine were driven by an unhealthy obsession with race and amounted to a naked attempt to elevate black people no matter the broader ramifications. These white Americans say they're already having frank conversations about racism with African Americans. It was clear the urgency I felt to make more progress far exceeded his. I had to make a choice to either dial back my passion and make my concerns secondary to his or move on. I moved on, ending the conversation and eventually leaving the church. There was no middle way. In the fight for racial equality, clashing with racists and critics who never liked you is easy. But clashing with your allies hurts. As a black man in the South in the age of Trump, I'm having to make that choice, either dialing back my passion or moving on from self-proclaimed allies again and again. Now, in the midst of the Me Too revolution, I see that women are facing the same choice. Men who say they're allies in the fight for gender equality also say women have become too obsessed with the fight against sexual harassment and assault. They say the Me Too movement needs to be tempered. But if a moment like this, a long overdue reckoning with sexual assault and harassment, is to become a transformational movement, that's precisely what many women, and the men who truly support them, must be willing to do. While talking about race, white liberal friends have told me I am turning them into enemies, because I insist that a cop's fear is not sufficient cause to snuff out the life of an unarmed man. I've had Tea Party-loving friends tell me I'm spreading hatred and making police officers' jobs more dangerous because I say it is reasonable in a democracy to question everyone, especially those we've given the power to take our lives. It seems cool to be racist now, the rising profile of the black gun owner.